Say we want to look at site theme. That's just it. We can change our different colors. We'll maybe change this to verdant. We're in a green mood right now, I guess. So the nice part is it'll change all of the sites within that part. Our top link bar, this is where you manage what items are going to be there. You can change the order if you wish. They're not in alphabetical order. They're in the order of what you created them, but that's why you have a change order function. And you'll see this throughout different parts. This is how you change orders of lots of things. So I can simply swap them and say this will be 2, this will be 1. And say OK, and now you notice they're reversed. Nice and simple. You can do the same with the quick launch bar. What I would recommend is if you're going to create a pretty similar site for a lot of your different departments, you actually get one of them set and you save it as a template. And this is where you do that. Reset site to definition, well, that's going to kind of do like a default reset. Master pages, we're going to skip over that. That's a little more advanced right now. Site content types, this is what you would use for things like custom lists. If you're going to make your own custom list, you can set up different types. Because like I mentioned earlier, just about everything is just a list. SharePoint has just gone through lots of different content types to predefine different fields in those lists, different options, and so forth. So you see announcement is just a list content type. So if you wanted to set up your own, if you've got your own agency forms, some agencies have their own custom like contact templates in Outlook, and this is where you would create one of those. Site columns, pretty self-explanatory. Just going to show you how many columns you've got and what's there. Site templates. You can download more templates free from Microsoft, and there are a lot of other companies that build templates for you as well. There's some companies that can even sell templates. And what those are is just a set of predefined web parts. So you might have a template for meetings that it'll have a discussion board and 2 announcement boards and 3 libraries for documents. Just gives you a different place to start from. List templates, the same thing, but it's for lists. Web parts we've already looked at. It's just a list of all the web parts that are on our site. Workflows. Workflows are a little more advanced topic in SharePoint, and they're best used in conjunction with a program called Microsoft SharePoint Designer. That's like the new version of Front Page. Front Page is gone now, but really what they did is rename it SharePoint Designer. But Microsoft's really showing their focus on working with the SharePoint program. So with workflows, what you can do is set up rules. So if one thing happens, something else happens. And SharePoint Designer makes it nice and easy with the step-by-step interface. So say, for example, I have a task list that I call company goals. And every time I have one of my users update company goals, what I might do is have in my manager section another task list for checking over those people's goals. So if Bob marks one of his goals completed, what a workflow would do was then maybe automatically create a new task in the manager's task list in a whole different section of the site to check on so-and-so user's tasks and make sure he's actually completed it right. A little different from then just an alert where you can make it create tasks and items for you. Regional settings, this is where you would change like your time zone, for example. Site libraries and lists, that's just that. That's just going to list out all your content that we've got already. Site usage report, pretty neat to see what people are actually using it. You can manage your users and alerts right from here and set up RSS feeds. You can make certain sections visible or invisible to searching. So say for some reason you might not want a section to be searchable, you can set that here. Sites and workspaces, that's where we manage more sites, and that's what we'll get into next. Site features, a little more on the advanced side, but you can turn off different features that you might have installed that you can download. Right now, the only site feature that you see we've got added in right now is the collaboration. And we can choose to delete a site if you wish. Now, don't fret if you delete the site or if you delete content. You do have a recycle bin, as you can see here. You notice that these are under Site Collection Administrator, so these are like the highest level admin. And I would recommend that you only keep your network admin as this level, like your domain administrator user. So what I'll do is I'm going to show you what sites and workspaces look like. So if we go in here, we can click New Site, and this is where we're going to make our subsite. So let's say we're going to do a site for personal lines. We have to give it an address, and we'll keep it simple, and we'll call it plines. And I said before, you can download lots of other templates, and a template just gives you a different place to start from. Here's the templates that SharePoint comes built in with. The team site is the one that we start with, the one that you saw before. You can start with a blank slate if you wish. You can start with a document workspace site, and on the left here you'll notice that it gives you a brief description of what this document is going to start with, or the site will start with. You can make your wiki site, or you can even make a blog. So I'll show document workspace just to give you an idea of how the templates can be different. Wish to display this on the quick launch of the parent site? Yes. Quick bar? Yes. And top link bar from the parent site? Yes. We'll click create, and in just a matter of seconds you'll have a whole nother web page. So there we go. Little typo on the title there, but that's okay. So now you'll see the difference with this site is instead of a calendar at the bottom, we've got shared documents and tasks. We've also got a list of the users on our site and links. Okay, so that's what different templates can do for you. We can go back to our intranet homepage from here, as I said, and you'll still see that we've got our personal lines here. So as you can imagine, as this is building up and up and up, you'll have lots of different sites across here. Now, if you don't give people permission to that site, they're not going to see it, which is the nice part. So we're going to go back to our personal line sites, and I'm going to dive into permissions a little bit and show you how it works. So we'll go to people and groups, and right now we really don't have any people created in our demo server, but you'll notice that we've got a couple different groups. We've got team site members, team site visitors, and team site owners, because that's what our site is called, is our team site. So if you look at team site visitors, it shows our list of people, but there aren't any. If you go up to settings, though, you can say look at the group's permissions. So what these people can do is they can read. So if you put somebody in the visitors group, all they're going to be able to do is look at stuff. They won't be able to add content to any existing web part, and they especially won't be able to add any new web parts. So we're going to go back to our home, and we're going to make another subsite, but I'm going to change a permission thing and show you how we recommend, and probably an easier way to set your sites up with permissions all at the same time. So we're going to make a new site in Workspace again, and we're going to say this one's commercial lines. And our site, we'll call it C Lines. And we'll make this a blog again just to show you what another template looks like. But permissions, instead of leaving it the same as the parent site, we're going to say use unique permissions. And this is the easiest way to set up your permissions right from the start. So we're going to click create. And it's going to take you to a different screen now. It's going to take us to the screen where it's going to have us lay out our permissions. So what you'll see is you have the option to use existing groups for our site. It's probably a good idea to create some new groups. So what we would want is commercial line visitors, and here you would add your users right from your network for whoever you want to be able to look at the commercial line site. Members of the site, you'll notice here it says that members can contribute content to the site. So they'd be able to add announcements or add appointments and so on. So we can add the users who we want to be members, and then owners of the site. These people have full control. They can make new web parts. They can rearrange things. So again, you're probably going to make your department manager the owner, the other members of the commercial lines department members. You probably want them to contribute. And if you want people in other departments to be able to even look at the commercial lines content, but not edit, you'll make them visitors. If you don't want them to be able to do anything, you just leave them out of here and they won't even see the commercial lines on top. Okay, so you'll notice now when we're at our home page, we've got our personal line section and our commercial line section, getting our site built up there. I'll go back into commercial lines, and here's your blog. Again, another template, just get you started off with a little different look and feel. Okay, so those are the basics of getting started on your own SharePoint site.